I'm doing great. Anyway,
it also still says
I'm
one
Rain.
shot, and this is the second time.
This
where,
is the second one shot. It's fine.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do like 87 one shots.
Yeah. Honestly,
And
okay.
they're definitely
No
all
joke.
connected.
That's how my podcast started. With a one shot. And we are finishing up season 5. We have like 250 episodes, so it's just several hundred one shots. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great segue. Do you want to tell us who you are and who you're playing?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So my name's Megsy. I am part of the crew of Let's Be Legendary podcast. We LBLP is a queer-focused actual play 5e podcast set in a steampunk fantasy Wild West world. And I'm playing like a modern version of the character that I play on LBLP. Her name is Celine Argent. She's French, and she's a weird girl that sits in the back of the class and reads tarot cards and gives out animal bones and says strange things.
I see no problems here.
There are no problems here.
And did you want to talk about how you've changed your character since last time? Or do you want to keep that
as I've really never played any system aside from 5e just because it's the most accessible. But so I had never played Girl by Moonlight, and so I was just kind of like winging it. And like in LVL, Celine is a healer, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for Guardian. But then as we were playing, I was like, this isn't quite, I'm not quite jiving with this. And so I kind of did a World of Warcraft respec on her, and now she is the Enigma.
Fantastic. And that makes so much sense because, I mean, it's Celine. She's weird.
Oh, yeah.
Quite the Enigma.
Yes.
Fantastic. Who do you want to follow up?
Am I picking?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, let's hear about Avenir.
That's a great question. How dare you?
Sorry, you're above me, so I'm like, I'll just poke you because you're right above me.
Can't believe you've done this.
Believe it.
So we're talking about how Avenir came to be, or what Avenir's doing right now?
Well, first of all, who are you?
I don't know. Sometimes you hallucinate me, Rain. I don't know what you want me to tell you there.
Yeah, you just show up.
I do just show up. Hi, my name is Lee. I am on all social medias as B Ghosty. Apparently I post Dragon Age memes now. The terror. You can probably find me. I'm just here because Rain bullies me, and Rain now owes me a Mass Effect game. I play the wonderful Avenir, whose last name I do not remember at this current moment, because to be honest, I probably didn't give her one.
You're Avenir. It's like Mario.
Yeah,
Mario.
Veneer.
First name Av, last name Veneer.
Yeah, they just combined it.
That it was the first name.
She is my baby time traveler who is just a sad little lesbian just trying to live her life in a timeline that is not hers at all.
A sad little lesbian who found out that the love of her life is now a man.
A 50-year-old man at that. She's like, God damn it. I can't have shit.
Happens to the best of us.
Does it? Does it really?
In this game.
Do I get to pick who goes next?
Yeah.
Jim can go next.
There's so many choices.
I know. I didn't know if I wanted to bully Alana yet. I bullied them enough in werewolves.
Hi, I'm Jem. You can find me most places at Jemboree or Instagram at Jemaginative, or on the New Age Geeks channel where I play actual plays and my show called Goodberry Cafe. And in this game, I'm playing Jade. She's the unlikely hero. She is just the mortal overachiever among a group of magical girls. She's the president of the club, student council president, yearbook editor, marching band. She's doing it all. Yeah, we'll see what happens to her.
Fantastic. And last but not least, our newest magical girl, which is gender neutral in this system.
Yeah. I'm Alana. I'm known for dice. I'm spectralcraft dice on socials, and I make tons of dice, like fun little dice, like moth person dice and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, I should get some
artist.
dice. Sorry. I'll be right back.
It would not be
Oh.
a TTRPG stream if somebody didn't forget their dice.
I think I have dice by me enough that I'm okay.
Oh,
Because I'm making dice right now.
I was going to say, I love
They're
that you
not
literally
done.
make dice, and you almost always are like, wait, do I have dice?
I'm making, they're unfinished, but they still work. It's fine.
Yeah. So who are you playing?
I'm playing Lacey. They are a outsider. That's what the game is basically for them. They're the librarian. So they've got like these awesome giant cat eye glasses and got like the whole kind of a 90s look, more like the loose blouse and that sort of librarian. And they have a invested interest in Charlie, basically.
Which, unfortunately, Casper isn't able to be here, so we are down on Charlie, which is kind of that much funnier that Lacey is looking for him because he
can't find him.
Not around. Yeah.
Join the club. I also could not find him.
And so they're kind of keeping an eye on the anime club because they know Charlie hangs out there a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I could see them possibly even being like a secondary advisor, like faculty advisor.
Kind of checks in on the anime club every once in a while, make sure things are running smoothly.
Did you say how old Lacey was?
I did not.
Yes.
I didn't think about that. Yes.
I'm more just asking, like, because the three of us are all teenagers, like not even like what age bracket are you? Like
Oh,
you have to like scroll
Can you
down.
pay your mortgage or
Yeah. Do you have a Roth IRA?
They work at the school, so probably not.
Are you a TA or the teacher?
Probably more the TA because they're fairly young.
So like, were you
I
thinking
would say
early
new
mid-20s?
to that? Yeah, early mid-20s.
Okay.
Fantastic. So we were chatting a little bit just before stream. What have our miscreants been up to since they defeated the infamous Dog Piss, the villain of the first one shot? Which, again, thank you for naming him that. Pretty sure that was your fault, Lee.
It's a great name.
You can't just blame everything that sounds slightly chaotic on me when it may have been me because I don't remember.
It was recorded. It was recorded. Most of us were actually all of us were there.
If it makes you feel any better, because I have such severe ADHD, I don't remember. So I believe you because I have no.
It's very likely I could have. Done
I
that,
have no
I'm not gonna
recollection
lie.
of things that have happened before this very moment, which might be a good thing going forward.
I relate to that a lot.
I could have very much named this man Dog Piss, but you know what? He probably deserved it.
So I know
just because he's a dog person.
Oh no, because that was his username was Dog Piss.
I know Celine has actually been kind of hanging out with Dog Piss every so often. Whose real
Does she
name
call
is
him that to his face?
she. I think sometimes she does. I think she
Like a
uses
gamer
that
handle.
and
Yeah.
his real name interchangeably. And if he keeps trying to correct her, like she'll be like, "Right, thank you," and then forget, and then just go back to calling him Dog Piss. So I imagine that he's just like, okay, whatever. Just eventually just gives up because whatever. But she kind of had a pretty substantial part in getting him to stand down in the last game that we played, kind of by leveling with him and showing some actual like compassion for what he was feeling. And so I think she's been occasionally hanging out with him. Aside from that, I think you said it was coming up on like winter break.
Yeah, so it's been a couple months.
So I think she's just been kind of like, I don't think she's done anything particularly noteworthy aside from just the normal, school, chores, homework, anime club, just
Yeah,
living the high school senior life, I guess.
makes
But
sense.
I do have a question. This is very important.
Yes.
So Celine reads tarot, and I have 2 decks here because I actually draw cards at the table. So I have 2 decks, and I need y'all to decide which one I'm going to use. I have the Octopus Tarot,
Ooh.
or I have the Ethereal Visions Tarot. Which one should I use?
I'm gonna say octopus.
All right, let's go for Octopus.
Can't go wrong with tentacles, right?
Exactly.
They're shiny. The cards are like holographic on the side.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Remind me to show
Listen, I
you
was
my,
really big into Pokemon cards, so like you had me at holographic.
Have you
Remind
been
me to show
playing
you,
the
The
phone
new
game?
app, yeah.
Not the phone game.
I have
Oh,
seen it. I've heard a
no.
bit about it. I've not looked into it yet.
There's a new one.
It's
I
so
downloaded it.
it's a time waster. If you really need a time waster, which I admittedly didn't,
I
but
needed
of
one
course
today.
I was like $10 a month for the premium pass. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I'll do that. So choices were made. Anyway, that's what Celine's been doing. Just hanging out with her friends, going to anime clubs, sometimes visiting her potential supervillain friend in his lair, seeing what he's been doing with his robots, and just hanging out and living life.
I will say just before we get to our other characters, I think probably Heckler Claw, because he did plot to have some world leaders assassinated, little minor details like that. Even though you did defeat him with the power of friendship, he probably, I imagine, did a little bit of like jail time. I think he's probably out on parole for good behavior, though. So I don't think he's allowed to make robots right now. I think he is forbidden.
I think in that case, Celine would just kind of tell him what have you been? Because you can forbid someone that makes robots from making robots, but he's gonna be thinking up stuff of cool stuff. So she's like asking to see like his sketchbook of schematics and stuff. Doesn't understand a goddamn thing about it, but asks about it. Sometimes asks weird questions that make no sense, but it's fine. It works.
I mean, that's Celine though.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just go in the same order. Avenir, what about you? What has Avenir been up to?
Targeted.
Yes, just
probably you. It's just me. Probably going to therapy.
What?
Good for you.
Avenir has
so
probably
well adjusted.
Well, because let me rephrase. It's not therapy that she went to, because remember, this timeline, Avenir has been missing for several years. So her popping up as possibly dead, her popping up as like a decently rounded teenager. They're like, so it's been a lot of police involvement and her having to like lie a lot because she's like, I don't know how to explain that their daughter is dead and I'm not their daughter, but I also am their daughter, but I ain't trying to get into all that. So has been like
Amazing.
attending like weekly like psychiatry visits and has finally been released right before winter break.
Oh,
And it's
family therapy with your parents.
Yeah, with the parents that aren't the parents she grew up with. So after like she was released, I feel like she like beelined to the anime club and she's like, I swear to God, if I have to go to another family therapy session, I'm jumping out of the second story window. And I'm not cutting on the magic. I'm just letting it happen.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely right before that, as the session was ending, you could hear the therapist, Susan, being like, okay, I'll see all of you next week. Next Wednesday?
Gone. The window was open. I'm climbing out.
Amazing. What about Jade?
Yeah, so it is the busy season. It's marching band season. So Jade plays a woodwind and has been doing the marching band thing. She's really busy with that, but it's also the yearbook needs to be due and fully done and sent in by the 1st of January. So she's been editing the yearbook and working on that. And she's also really worried about early admission for colleges. So she's been working on her college applications and her college essays. So she's just full-time, busy, stays at school an hour before it starts, 2 hours after school ends. She's just occupying every moment of her day with something.
Yeah. Also very well adjusted. I say as someone, who was very well adjusted myself.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Delicious deceit.
Listen. I'm in school to be a counselor. I'm kind of adjusted.
Adjusted on Tuesdays and Thursdays only. That's it. 9 to 5.
Mondays and
What is that saying?
Tuesdays.
Those who can do and those who can't, etc., etc.
Yeah, exactly. Fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Real quick, before we move on to our last player character, because this is a semi-real world mixed with a fantasy world, what is the sport? Because it's not football, not like traditional American football. What is the sport that they would play at your school?
Is what kind of country or what kind of like demographic, like geologically, are we basing their environment off of?
I would say kind of like let's just call it like a American Midwest, roughly.
I don't know why my first thought was lacrosse.
I thought lacrosse too, but then
God.
then I thought Magic the Gathering is their sport. With the marching band, with cheerleaders.
No, Megan, we need to have Celine and Avenir like forced into the lacrosse team. They don't want to be there.
I feel like Celine would just stand there with her lacrosse stick, just like staring up at the sky, and it's like, okay, like get the ball, and she's just like, right.
Okay, but hear me out. Like, if they play Magic, it's like the Yu-Gi-Oh anime.
Yeah.
Where like they play the card and it just like pops up in this virtual.
The heart of the card. It's like somebody dies. Like the shadow realm has now opened. Some man named Kaiba has emerged.
Teenagers.
Shadow.
Yeah, they're teenagers. They lived a full life. They didn't need to continue.
Avenir,
everything's
speak
fine
for yourself. I will just leave. I go poof, gone.
Like you do. And Lacey, so you kind of mentioned a little bit about your character and what they've been up to, but why don't you tell the audience at least a little bit about like why Lacey is there?
Like the other reasons?
I mean, however much you feel like would be appropriate to disclose.
But secrets.
Amazing. No notes.
Lacey is searching specifically for a kid. And then
specifically a magical girl,
Yeah. They're
which
searching for
Charlie
a magical girl.
sort of is. Just a
Yeah.
50-year-old trans man magical girl.
Yeah. Might be basing it off of some old data.
Yeah, you got a
And-
VHS that you've been watching.
Yeah. My whole attire is because 90s, friends. 90s.
Yeah, I think
So I have
we had said that you were getting like the like radio waves where you're
Yeah.
from, which is somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
And you know, there's a little bit of a delay, so you've been getting
Yeah.
like the 90s radio waves of like the TV broadcasts.
Exactly. So they're very much in the 90s culture because that's what they believe it is.
I mean, it's kind of coming back, so you know, you wait a
Yeah.
few years, you won't be wrong.
Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
It's true.
So
I mean,
I guess
I'm slightly biased because that's when I grew up, but like
me
the
too.
90s were pretty cool.
I didn't mind them. They're pretty great.
Yeah. The clothes could have been better, but like otherwise.
Yeah, there were some interesting clothing choices for sure.
I see your terrible clothing choices of the 90s, and I raise you the terrible clothing choices of the 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the
Yeah.
80s or the 70s. I mean, they're all
The 80s
terrible,
could be
but-
Every decade has
fabulous
it.
sometimes. Yeah. So yeah, they're so they have a particular interest in basically who they think is related to Charlie or knows Charlie. And
This is gonna be really funny for me.
and so they've gained a special interest for the anime club, and they've been providing their library of anime, manga, all the stuff. They've been introducing that into the club, kind of hoping that they can take control of it, or you know, like kind of have more of a hand in shaping the anime club. In hopes to find.
I love that Lacey came here as the librarian, but is like, I'm going to rule this anime club.
Of course, they are also, you know, doing their categorizing books, recategorizing, organizing all the books, and making sure the students have a healthy collection of reading material.
Fantastic. Yeah, so I think probably a good place for us to pick up would be at the Anime Club, our weekly meeting. Lacey, you are not the person in charge, but as we sort of established, you're like the faculty liaison or like faculty advisor. Meanwhile, Jade is the person in charge. So I imagine there's probably a little bit of friction there. And it's like you're both trying to kind of lead things.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
drew 2 cards for what I should make of Lacey, since they are a new addition to our little club, and I got the Hanged Man inverted, which is about being in a position where things have been put on hold. And the Magician inverted, which is losing motivation for what you have intended to do and questioning whether it's worth it or if you even had motivation in the first place.
Okay, but it's ridiculous how spot on all of these have been. Like all of last session and then starting off so far, like, what the fuck?
They know.
This happens at the
Tarot
table with
cards,
LBL too, where I'm like, all right, I'm going to draw some cards, and this is like how Celine communicates with her deity, which is the god of death. And then I draw, like, she'll ask one question, and then it'll answer a question like she wasn't asking because she's avoiding it, and she's like, oh, my dad is reading me again.
Yeah, there've been a couple of times where it's like, oh shit, this is like the secret stuff that we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah.
The cards know.
Yeah. The cards know.
They
And I
always
don't
know.
stack my deck. Like, I seriously do not stack my deck. So anything that comes out is real. It's all real. The magic is real.
Yeah. So, Jade, what's on the agenda today for the anime club?
So normally Jade has it all together, and but today she is showing up. Her binder's a little askew. She's like 5 minutes late to the meeting. She's just
I
looking
thought
like
you were dead.
all of the things.
I was
all
about to say,
of the
is
things that
Jade
she does.
ever late?
No, she's finally like all of the things she's doing, I think, is hitting her, and she's very ready for winter break, but she's not going to admit that. So she comes to the front of the class and she like pulls open her binder. It's like there's papers not in the pocket protectors properly, and so she's what are we talking about today? She's just very scattered at the moment, trying to get to the right meeting.
We are talking about anime today.
Yeah, sorry, Celine. Sorry, I'm late.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
We
I'm
did think
fine.
you were
Totally
dead.
fine. Why?
Because
were
you were
late.
5 minutes late.
Oh, sorry. I was yearbook was running a little bit late. And then I was on the homecoming planning commission, and there's just a lot happening right now.
When do you sleep? Do you sleep? You look like you haven't slept.
I've been trying to find where she keeps her bed at the school, but I haven't found it yet.
Did you check the supply closet on the second floor?
That's the first
They
place
won't
I
let me
looked.
sleep at the school. Unfortunately,
that's
that would be a lot
allowed.
easier.
I mean, if you became friends with a librarian, that's a great place to sleep.
Actually, yeah, they have comfy couches in there, and
So
books
you're
to
on
read.
the yearbook committee, the homecoming committee. Didn't you say you were applying to like 6 different colleges, as well as probably taking...
She's also in the marching band.
Yeah, you're in marching band. You do this.
12 colleges, because I need to make sure I have the dream schools, the pretty much get in schools and the safe schools, and we bucketed them together with
I just leaned over to Celine. Did you apply to any college?
Did you? Were we supposed to?
I applied to 2.
Huh.
To be
I
fair,
can help with college applications.
No, genuinely, it's okay. I don't. You already have enough on your plate. I think you need a nap and a hot chocolate.
Oh, hot chocolate. It does sound kind of nice.
Yeah, you are going to run yourself into the ground, and then Selena's going to wonder how you got into the ground, and then I'm going to have to figure out how to explain this.
Oh, I know how people get into the ground.
Not that. No, not that one. Not that one. No, not that one. If we're thinking of the same one.
They do that after they've died.
Yeah, we're not talking about that one. This is metaphorical.
Metaphorical ground. Metaphorical death.
Yes. I mean, she could end up unintentionally, dying if she keeps overworking herself.
Is that better or worse than intentionally dying?
Worse.
Interesting. Très intéressant.
In my timeline, it's illegal to work the way you do. Like, there are mandatory, you have to take a certain amount of hours off a month, or you get
we're just
fined.
in high school.
I said what I said.
That sounds like the dream.
Well, to be fair, in my timeline, the higher education doesn't apply to anything. Like, you have the option to go do it, but you don't, it's all just open room lectures. Like, the knowledge is available for everyone. So applying to colleges is weird to me. I applied to 2. Then they told me I had to take an SAT. I was like, why are you just spelling SAT at me? I don't understand.
Where I'm from, they're called lats.
Oh,
what? True.
What is a
Where
lat?
are you from?
What?
It's a language. What is it? I can't remember what it stands for exactly, but but they are called lats, not or slats. Sorry, slats.
Ah, the slats, yes.
Yeah, slats.
Slats, not sluts.
I was gonna say, isn't that just a slut? And then Avenir's like, wait. Spelling? No.
English, not her strong suit.
Neither.
Avenir,
Me
so many.
neither.
Lacey just wiggles their glasses down, puts them on their nose.
Also, Lacey, it's not well known at the school. Like, there are probably some rumors that weird shit happens in the anime club, but like, it's not known by the general public that this is mostly a group of Jade and then a bunch of magical girls. So talking about alternate timelines, probably a bit of a red flag.
Jade is a magical girl in my heart.
But can we circle back and go to the alternate timeline?
No.
Can we circle back and go back to what we are going to watch today?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're going to be able to stay awake? How much Red Bull have you had today?
I didn't have Red Bull, but I did have a coffee.
How much
coffee?
espresso? How many shots?
If
it's more than 4, I am going to go get, and I just pick up like, just this little anime, like this little manga, and I'm like, I'm gonna whack your hand with this. It's Inuyasha. No. I'm going to whack you with volume 6 of Inuyasha.
Not Inuyasha, please.
But is it like the omnibus where it's like massive?
No, it's just a little flimsy one. It's I don't know what volume 6 is, but whatever volume has Inuyasha actively going sit boy into the floor, that's the one I have in my hand.
Most of them?
Good. Perfect. Volume 6.
Also, if it's one of those little flimsy ones, like that's gonna sting. Like you won't get like blunt force damage from like you would with an omnibus, but like, oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
I'm just looking at Jane like, all right, how many?
Only 3.
You can't lie to me. I'll just go back and I'll find out.
3 since this morning.
What do you mean since? Okay. How many have you had in total? Not just the one coffee.
3.
Okay. How many hours of sleep did you get?
3.
I just like no, you need at least like what like 6 maybe to like be city functioning.
Fine.
What did I just say?
But you didn't get you got 3. So you're sleep deprived.
Per shot of espresso.
Okay. I'll take a nap after our meeting, but we should talk about some of the new animes of the winter season and see what we've been enjoying, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been able to watch nothing because of this family therapy.
It's 1 day a week.
Yeah, and you know whose parents want to spend time with them?
Unfortunate. Oh my god, what if your parents got into anime? It's almost worse.
I genuinely like Avenir's parents are the definition, even prior to her disappearing, are the definition of like helicopter parents.
Amazing.
And it is so bad that Avenir tried to dig a dog hole out through their fence so Avenir could just go for a walk without her parents just being like, make sure your location's on. Like, do you want us to come with you? Like, we can come with you. It'll be a nice family walk. And I was just like, if you don't get away from me.
Are they like supervising her digging the hole too?
They tried.
Like telling her how to dig. Like, don't use your back so much.
Yeah, literally. You don't have to go that's why Avenir only has like 2 applications. Like if Avenir wanted to put more in, I feel like they were like, you don't have to go so far away. You could stay at a local college. Like You don't even really have to go to high school. We can homeschool you. And Avenir's like, I will literally self-combust. And I feel like Avenir has just been texting like everyone and just been like, I need y'all to get me out of here. I need someone to like, I don't know, help. Please, SOS.
Do you want
Jade
to
has
come
offered.
Do you want to come over
Yeah.
to my apartment and hang out with my very opposite of a helicopter parent? You can tell that's what he is because he won't even be home.
I feel like Avenir has spent a lot of time at Celine and Jade's house.
Well, Jade's never at her house, but she's offered if you want to like help volunteer with the decorations for homecoming.
I feel like that was the exact wording for the text message. And Avenir was like, I'm going to Celine's. Please get sleep.
And then you go to Celine's and she's gone because she went to go help with the decorations.
Something I just all the consistency of them. If y'all want to put something just mindless on, we can. We don't have to start anything new today. That way it takes some pressure off of Jade.
I think we should watch the new Precure anime for research.
The new which one?
Precure? It's a magical girl series. There's a new one coming out. Or it came out, I think, already. But yeah.
That should be fine. And I feel like Avenir goes to like get everything like set up so they can watch it. I feel like they probably have like a projector or some kind. Ow. Just smacked my hand on my water bottle.
Lacey pulls out a blanket and just drapes it on Jade's shoulder and says, "It's okay if you fall asleep."
I feel like Avenir's looking at Lacey, still no idea who this person is. Like, it's just kind of like accepted it. And then looks at Jade.
Celine's watching the anime and taking notes.
So are you our new sponsor now? Did Coach finally retire?
No, Coach is still around. I'm just the other not sponsor. What's the word?
Chaperone?
Chaperone.
Advisor.
Yeah. Advisor.
Yeah.
In Charlie's absence.
Why? Charlie's been gone and we've been fine before.
Yeah, Charlie's still 3 weeks away from retirement. As per
Consistently.
That's what I'm told all the time.
Yeah,
those were his first words to you, actually.
Yes, he's been 3 weeks from retirement since freshman year.
Yeah.
So it's got to be coming up soon.
It's never coming.
Unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I've seen you here. Are you like new here? Like, because I don't think Charlie told us we were getting. Oh, that's why I've never seen you.
Do you not read books?
No, I don't go. Why would I do that?
But we have like movies. We have.
I don't go to the library because that results in me being in here longer than I need to be.
But it's not family therapy. What's worse, the library or therapy?
Why, when I can just go to your house after school?
That's true.
There's also clunky couches.
Avenir's got a what?
Avenir probably has a key at this point.
Honestly, Celine's dad would just be like, okay, hey, it's a sure, do it. There's a snacks in the fridge. I'm going over here now. He's a writer. He's like a freelance writer, so he's either out doing like research or with his friends, or he's in his office like looking like the meme of the dad from Coraline, just like exhausted. So if he showed up and like one of Celine's friends just let herself in, he'd be like, okay.
Yeah, with a key that I feel like no one gave her. She probably made her own copy.
Well, I told you I was making it, so it's not like you weren't aware.
Oh. Well, good. I'm glad you told me.
I also told your dad because he was really confused. He also locked himself out of your house yesterday, so I had to let him in.
Oh. I told him not to do that.
Yeah, you were helping Jade set up something.
Yeah, more
So-
decorations. It's funny how many things require decorations.
Everything. And they make us make them all by hand because our budgets are very small. So lots of cardboard.
I don't, but like, isn't there like 8 of y'all? 9 of y'all? I don't know. Why?
I mean, it's a
why
public
isn't there
school.
like?
It's
There is
just
no budget.
Jade.
There's
why
no
do I feel
budget.
like-
There's just child labor.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Child. I was about to say, why are you the only one like constructing like 8,000 like? And you're so
Because you
particular about
volunteered.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's going to look good
Volunteered
on
for
my
all
college
of the
application.
positions.
If I look up your college application right now, and it is longer than 4.5 pages. Mm-hmm. I rest
Everything
my case.
counts.
You were applying to 12 colleges. You have straight A's, a 4.0 GPA. You were on almost every sport or athletic team or have volunteered or coached it at some point or prior. I don't know. Coach just gives you things. And then you volunteer at the soup kitchen once a month. You do the volunteering here.
This is for fun, though.
Lacey just pulls their glasses down their nose and just big eyes. How do you have the time?
She doesn't.
Avenir,
That's
Avenir, do me a favor.
Oh no.
Roll me Express, please, because I feel like you are trying your damnedest to convince your friend to, I don't know, take care
What
of
dice do I roll
themselves.
for this game? Oh, I forgot I have a +1 in Express. I love that for me.
D6s.
All
Two
right,
D6.
Oh.
I got a 3 and a 1.
Oh no.
Wait,
the
do I add
least
the?
convincing. The least
Do I
convincing
add
argument.
the? That's on the die. Do I add the 1 dot or I don't
No,
remember.
so the way that works is it would affect
Oh, that
how
adds
many
the
dice
extra
you have
dice,
to
doesn't
roll.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
May I try to
Uh,
roll Express to get her to take a nap?
absolutely.
Avenir is trying their damn best.
Forceful self-care.
Words are hard. Words are
I got
hard,
2
okay?
I
stars.
genuinely feel like it's been because of all the group family therapy. All the emotions are gone.
Yeah. And Celine, you have 2 dots in Express, correct?
Yeah, so I get to roll 2?
3 dice, actually.
Oh, I get to roll a third one. So I got 2 4s and a 5.
Okay. Yeah, so with your 5, I mean, I think maybe even Avenir helped to kind of wear things down, but Jade, how would you respond? Like, your friends are making very, very persuasive arguments that, like, you're gonna burn out. You're 18 and you're doing more things than most adults do in their lifetime just this semester.
I think Celine doesn't even make Avenir's making a very impassioned argument to so you should go to sleep. Celine just walks up to you. How tall is Jade?
like 5 foot.
Oh, okay. Celine is also 5 feet tall. So she just goes up to you, gets really close, like in your space, looking right in your eyeballs, and says, "Sleep."
Low-key hypnosis though.
Yeah.
Actually, you know
Okay,
what?
okay.
Celine, I think this is a good time to draw a card.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what the goddess of death has to say about your predicament. King of Wands. When is your birthday?
she's definitely a Virgo.
Huh. Wands is not the suit of earth signs, but it's the King of Wands inverted, which means impulsiveness and high expectations. Can mean haste, but it can also represent a degree of ruthlessness, and perhaps you are the one that you are being ruthless with.
Good.
Also,
In
Alana, I see you
reaction.
cracked over there in Virgo IRL.
I am Virgo IRL.
So am I. That's why this character is hitting home for me. Yeah, so with all of the push, Jade's gonna okay, but should I take a nap now during anime club?
Yes.
You all be okay if I do that?
What is the worst thing we could possibly
We
do?
look at the screen that's playing anime. And Celine looks at the screen playing, magical girl anime. I think
You'll
so.
wake me up if something crazy happens, right?
In the
Yes, we will
anime?
wake you up. No, I
Or
think
in real life?
In real life.
Both.
Oh, okay. So you do want okay. You're gonna miss a lot of context, I feel like, but that's fine. We'll rewatch it later.
We can put it together. Yeah, fill me in.
So you take your nap. We'll be fine. We'll wake you up if anything dramatic happens within the bubble and within the fictional screen.
Okay. I'll put my
Lacey
head
has
down.
somehow procured a cup of hot cocoa and placed it down so you can also enjoy a nice
I
cup of hot
I
cocoa.
want some hot cocoa now, like real bad.
Wonderful,
I know, me too.
I have some in the cabinet. I may go make me some hot chocolate.
See, and I just always want coffee. So I'm like, hot chocolate? Yeah, it sounds good. Coffee. I'm like, no, wait. I have to work at 6:30 a.m. and I can't be up all night. That was that. But also coffee.
Right? It's a
Yeah.
persuasive argument.
But if you drink the hot chocolate, it's like coffee, but not caffeinated.
Less
Yeah, but
caffeinated.
It's got a little bit of caffeine.
It just doesn't hit the same as that. Like, especially because the way I make coffee is it kind of tastes like motor oil. It's not really coffee so much as motor oil with cream in it. And so it's like, it's gotta like if I'm not taking it like a shot of whiskey and like, then it's not good. It's no good.
That's fair. That's fair. So as our anime club settles in to watch your magical girl anime, you get through probably several episodes fairly uneventfully. But as Jade is maybe even snoring a little bit, actually getting some real sleep for the first time in a minute.
I think Celine keeps like looking under the blanket and then like making sure.
Avenir's has made like a diagram of all the characters, what they're doing. So Jade has something to look over.
Yeah.
A flow chart.
Yeah, it's got like who's kissed who. I feel like Celine and Avenir have made conspiracy theories about which characters are getting together.
Mm-hmm.
Has made like a shipping chart that's a Venn diagram that is cut. This is the most work you will see Avenir put into anything right now. It's a Venn diagram. There's small rough sketches of the characters.
I love it.
The fan art from the anime club. So
I feel like Avenir did draw fan art and nobody can stop me.
As you all are like hardcore binging this show and like you said, making your fan art and your plots and your notes for Jade, you hear something in the hallway, which is strange because this club meets after school and there shouldn't be much going on. Maybe a custodian, but this sounds mechanical.
I just kind of look at Celine and be like, "You heard that too, right?"
Yes.
Should I look and see what it is, or should we wake Jade up first?
I think that this might be the first time that Jade's actually gotten sleep in who knows how long. So, and I think that you and I can handle whatever it might be.
Okay. I just slide the notebook that's got several pages of fan art over. I feel like Celine's been coloring it. Like that's my
Oh yeah.
headcanon.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool, perfect. My dog apparently has something she wants to tell me. Can I help you?
It's very important news.
Yes.
What
So-
is it?
The two of you head out into the hallway to investigate what the sound is, and you catch just the literal tail of something that looks to be maybe a mechanical dog going around the corner. Otherwise, you don't really see a whole lot of it before it disappears from sight. But it's definitely not something that you've ever seen at the school before. It's not something that you're used to seeing in general.
Does it look like something that Eckler would have designed?
It's hard to tell. You didn't get a very good look at it.
I'm going to follow it.
I just kind of look at Celine. Celine, where are you going?
I'm going to go see where it's going.
I just look at Lacey, who I'm just like weird librarian chick. Chick as in gender neutral, like girl with multiple R's, gender neutral.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, we'll be right back.
Are you sure I could help with?
Just make sure Jade doesn't like wake up and notice we're gone, because I don't think she has slept in the past 72 hours.
Yes, we
Fair.
put you on Jade duty.
You are on Jade duty.
If she wakes up, just knock her back out.
Yeah.
If she wakes up, just tell her we went to pee.
Look, there's a
Okay.
stack of Inuyasha manga right here. Just pick your favorite one and hit her till she goes back to sleep.
Don't do that.
I don't think I can legally do that.
Don't do that. Just tell her we went to the bathroom and we'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. It's fine. And I feel like I just grabbed Celine's hand and we're like running in the hallway. Like, all right. So there was a weird tail, I think, unless like there was something in those fruit snacks that I think there was a tail.
Did I also see a tail?
You did, yes.
Well, I also saw a tail. So.
But you also ate the fruit snacks.
I did. So either it's real or we're managing to hallucinate the same thing at the same time.
Is that possible?
Quelle surprise! I don't know.
Buying
I've never
snacks.
hallucinated
Charlie
anything
again.
along with someone at the same time.
Just
Come to
gummies.
think of it, I wouldn't really know if I've hallucinated ever before.
Yeah, because you don't think they would tell you, right? Like that's
No, of course not. Well, if you were a hallucination, would you tell someone that's hallucinating you that you are a hallucination?
Do you think they would believe me? I tell them I time travel all the time and they don't.
I believed you.
I know, but you're different. You're special.
Oh,
Lacey's still standing there listening to this whole thing, by the way.
And I feel like Avenir is like, all right, let's go find it. Let's go see.
yeah,
And then we gotta
yeah.
get back.
Yeah.
Because I am 3 seconds in from making, I don't know the characters for this show. Insert character name here and character 2 name here are obviously in love, and I need them to kiss.
And of course, we didn't like just pause the
No.
we just
Still
it's still
running.
playing, so it's like going to the movie theater and like I gotta get back, I gotta run to the bathroom and get back before anything happens. We didn't.
Yeah, and you come back, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Is this the same movie?
What was
Yeah,
the original
so-
plot of the movie?
As the two of you Naruto run down the hallway to try and see what's going on, you do get a better look at this robotic creature. And it does look like a dog. And Celine, it looks like probably not quite what you've seen, because you really only saw the one creation
Yeah.
whenever you fought Heckler last time. But a lot of the blueprints, this looks familiar.
So here's a question now. How common are robotic creatures in this world? Like,
Very uncommon.
okay, so I don't have much to compare it to, but it might be a creation of Eckler. It looks somewhat like the schematics and blueprints that he was showing me, but also I whisper to Avenir, sometimes I don't understand what he's saying. So,
But okay, so if it was his, what would it be doing here? Because you two are cool. So I feel like he would have texted you and let you know.
oh, okay, I take out my phone and I'm going to text him, like, hey, did you lose your dog?
I just look over her shoulder. You might want to give a little more context than that because he might think you're referring to an actual dog that is lost.
You get an immediate text back like, I don't have a dog.
I amend robot asterisk.
Yeah, you know I'm not allowed to do that.
Yeah, but okay. If you have made a secret robot dog, blink twice.
I love how you're texting this to him.
Yeah. And then after a few moments, she's like, "Did you blink twice?"
You just get the like puzzled emoji that's just doing the little like trying to figure out.
I don't think it's his.
Do you know anyone? I got my phone. Yeah, I can pantomime. Do you know anyone that might have lost their robot dog?
I don't really know anyone else who's in the robotics game anymore. All mine are locked away, so beats me.
Ooh. So did you have a robot dog impounded when you turned yourself in?
Yeah, his name's Larry.
I just call out, Larry?
No response.
I text back, does not answer to Larry. Do you have, okay, I text back, do you have a picture or a schematic of Larry?
Ooh. I think that you get a selfie that he had taken with Larry, and it looks a lot like the dog that you just saw. Like,
okay.
You didn't get like a
Avenir.
close-up. You didn't get like a close-up look, but you're pretty sure it's the same dog.
Okay. Yeah, I show Avenir. This is Larry.
Well, Larry needs to learn his name.
Apparently, he's not very well trained.
Should we go because we don't know what kind of like possible destruction it could do if it acts like an actual dog? Can you have feral robot dogs? Like,
I ask these questions to Ekler. Does Larry have guns?
You get back ... No.
Does Larry have lasers?
You get ... and then nothing.
Does Larry have knives?
That's ridiculous. No, absolutely not.
I love how that was an immediate response. The other ones are questionable at best.
Might maybe have guns and probably have lasers, but no knives. We don't give robot dogs knives. That is unreasonable.
Yeah, that's too far.
Yeah.
We'll run with knives, right?
I feel like Avenir's gonna start walking towards where the dog was coming from, and it's like, Larry, come here.
So it doesn't seem to be like responding to its name. More like whenever you say "come here," it just kind of looks over its shoulder, and then darts down into a classroom.
Yes, very poorly trained.
Does Celine have talk to text on? Like accidentally sends this all to Heckler?
Yeah, because that would be actually, hang on, let me roll for it. Odds she does, even she doesn't. It's a 6, so yeah, she totally does.
Amazing.
I feel like Avenir is just steady, like chasing, like following the dog, and is like trying to go into the classroom and close the door so the dog can't like run out again.
Yeah, so you get to the classroom and you see that this dog is now just sitting like facing the door as you're going to close it, and it does the little dog head tilt thing, and then it sits back on its hind legs with its little paws up like it's begging.
I text Declan. What sort of treats do robot dogs like?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Can Avenir just like take a screw out of one of the chair legs of some random and just like
and put it on its nose to see if it'll do that thing where
yes.
it tosses it in the air and then catches it?
I mean, the dog is blocking the classroom, so it'd be kind of tough. But I feel like you could easily just take something out of your pocket, like.
Oh, I know. I've got a pen.
Perfect. Yeah.
I'm going to put the pen on his nose and see if, and I say, wait. Okay.
And it does. It does the trick perfectly.
Ah! Maybe it's not so badly trained after all.
I mean, if I was named Delaria, I think I wouldn't respond to that either.
All right.
I'm going to like crouch down. What's your real name, Larry?
You just get bark. It's
name
not
is
that
Balk.
it makes a bark sound. It literally just says bark.
His name's Balk.
I don't. How technological? How intelligent do you think this dog is?
Well, he knew a trick. He knew enough to know that he didn't want to be named Larry.
You know what? That's valid.
Does it look like the photos that Ekla sent me?
Yes. Now that you have a better look at it, it looks exactly like the picture that you got of Larry.
Okay. I send a picture out to Ekla, and I tell him. I ask him, did you teach him the trick to catch treats in his mouth, or did someone else teach him that while he was inside?
Oh no, I taught him that, but what's wrong with his eyes?
What? Why? Why? What?
Normally
that was fully me and not Celine being misspeaking. Why? What's wrong with his eyes?
Heckler says they're normally brown, but now they're like a weird green.
Huh.
So this is like a fully mechanical dog. Like I can see like how he's been assembled based on like bolts and things like that. Like I probably couldn't take him apart, but like
I'm fully imagining like a Boston Dynamics dog.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Can I tell if somebody's like tampered with him? Can I roll for that? Is that a thing I can do?
As far as actually, you could roll analyze.
I have a thing for analyze. Godspeed.
And you could still roll even if you didn't. You just don't have as many dice.
I know, but like clicky clack.
I rolled and I got a 2, so I think I can tell that's definitely Balk, and he's definitely got green eyes. That is what I've analyzed from the situation.
And he's definitely a dog.
Yes, he's very much a dog.
I got 2 3s.
Okay. I mean, you don't really get much more than what Celine had. Maybe that you can tell it's very well crafted. It's really hard to tell. Like the seams are very hard to notice unless you're really looking up close, which you are able to now. I think that like after doing that trick, he probably like rolls over and shows his belly so he can get some belly scratches.
I definitely be giving him belly scratches.
Like they're just like both like belly scratching this metal dog.
Yeah.
And just like a regular dog, just like kicking his back feet.
Aww.
Yeah, very well programmed. And with that, we're going to cut back over to the anime club, to our sleeping president and the librarian. So, Lacey, you are on Jade duty, who is probably so fast asleep at this point that I don't know that it would be that easy to wake her up, because she's definitely been needing this, has not been sleeping enough.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that the others have been gone for a little while. Doesn't seem like it would take them all that long to go and look and then come back.
Lacey is going to lean out of the classroom door, look back at Jade, and then yell and just shout, What did you find?
I'll yell back, bark!
What? Bark? Like
Yes,
tree
ow.
bark?
And then you hear the mechanical sound of bark.
What is that? I'll be right
It's
there. And I'll go down.
I feel like
make
they're
my way
trying. I
over.
feel like Avenir is trying to like take like like they're trying to lead the dog into the anime club classroom.
Yeah. Well, okay. Avenir might be doing that. Selena's seeing what other tricks it knows.
Which is not confusing at all.
No.
Can you wait
so
till we get him
Lacey,
in the classroom and then you can do all the tricks?
But he is in a classroom.
But we need to get him to our classroom before Jade wakes up.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm going to. Can I pick him up? How big is he?
he's pretty heavy. Like
Okay.
probably a medium-sized dog, but because he is made of metal, I think he's a lot heavier. Like probably a couple 100 pounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Ooh.
and Celine is like she's 5 feet tall. Probably weighs like 110 pounds.
She's small.
Yeah, she's teeny bean Celine.
I love how my character's the tallest. That's so funny.
I forgot to say how tall my character was.
I'm assuming you were 5 foot until I was proven otherwise.
They're like 6'5".
Never mind.
Oh.
My reign has come to an end, and I just got here.
Is this
There's a reason
also
for that.
Avenir's type, or is this just Lee's type?
Hmm?
I said, is this also Avenir's type, or just Lee's type?
First of all, you're too fucking loud, Rain. How goddamn dare you? It can be both. Ghosts.
Actually, that
Avenir
okay.
just likes
A quick-
women.
A quick aside. What I don't know if we established what everyone looks like. I've just kind of been imagining like
Oh,
y'all
hold on.
as your characters.
Hold
So
on.
like
I got a pic through. Give me uno momento, por favor.
I'll describe. I have pictures of Celine from LBL, but I'll just describe what she looks like. She's 5 feet tall, very slender, very pale skin, like kind of almost. She has like that almost like translucent skin that's just like so pale. She has gray eyes, like pale gray eyes, and very pale blonde hair. So she looks kind of ghostly, like even not as her magical girl self. She looks a little bit otherworldly, but not in like a cool sexy way. I mean, it could be, but more just in a like, are you okay sort of way. And she's
The
always
answer
just
is
kind of
no.
staring at people.
Yeah, I love how you mentioned your transcendent form when none of the people here transformed last time.
Yeah.
The entire game, nobody.
Listen, sometimes
It
you
was
just
just
need.
Casper.
Listen, sometimes that's all you need. Is one magical girl transformation to have a good day. I posted the picture in our group chat, but for viewage sake, Avenir is probably about like 5'7", 5'8". Has brown hair. It's in locks. 2 of them have like thread wrapped around them, so they're kind of like blue. Has her lip pierced. Does unfortunately have a giant scar going from her forehead over her nose. Is probably wearing a weirdly obscure t-shirt and an old jacket of their timeline Charlie's, which has like
Aww.
their name, like Charlie's name, like sewn into the sleeves.
That's adorable.
But it's been like deteriorated over time, so it just says Char.
Ooh, she's got the okay. So you mean about the scar? She's got like the Squall Leonhardt scar. That's nice.
Cheeky.
Celine, I forgot to mention Celine's like clothing style is definitely like Molgoth. Like, you know that like all the stores, the online stores that she orders from, and like, yeah, she looks like yeah.
Fantastic.
How about Jade? What does Jade look like?
Jade is 5 foot, kind of tan from all of the things she's doing, but just generally has a kind of tan skin. Brown hair like this with a fringe, bangs. She likes just like experimenting with makeup, but does like a very basic look. She wears pretty basic clothes. They're all a little like outdated style wise. It's like from 2 years ago style. But you see her wear a bunch of the same things all the time. She's too busy to focus on fashion.
Speaking of makeup, all of you have been subjected to Celine trying makeup looks on you. Y'all come every time you do, you come out looking like you're kind of dead because it's all like pale and dark goth makeup. And you do not have a choice in this. You will be and Coach was too. Coach has also been subjected to the goth makeup from Celine.
He was very pretty though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like Evanir eats that shit up. Evanir's like, go ham.
And so he'd be like, okay, it's your funeral.
I've technically died twice.
Well, then this might be all that for you.
So, Lacey, as you are going to investigate what the other students are doing, you see that there is this robotic dog, but as soon as it sees you, it just seems to get really uncomfortable. Like it starts to kind of back up a little bit, and then it bolts past Avenir.
No, back!
What?
Well, that was strange.
What did you say to him?
I didn't say anything.
You telepathically
I
did or something.
I just walked into the hall.
You know, dogs and cats are great judges of character.
Alana believes this.
Celine is chasing after back.
That tracks.
How unconscious is Jade right now?
Oh, I was actually going to have Jim roll me that one thing. Perceive, please.
Okay, I don't have anything in that, so.
Okay, that was just a single d6 then.
Okay. 6.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Even though you've been fast asleep, I think you just sit straight up because you hear something strange.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sounds
when
right.
you do, you are like face to face with a robotic creature with glowing red eyes.
Okay, when you said like sit straight up, I'm imagining like Michael Myers like just like up.
That's exactly what I was picturing too.
Yes. Definitely lets out a yelp and surprise.
Yeah.
Is that back? Did he bolt back to the anime club room, or is this a different? Am I chasing a different robot down the?
You were not that Celine would know, but over the table you are chasing Bark, but this is a different creature altogether.
Okay.
There are some dog-like features, Jade, but it has a more humanoid form. Closer, you would think, to like maybe mechanical werewolf in appearance.
Great.
Yeah, everything's fine. You're totally fine.
Did it do anything when I screamed at it?
It is just kind of leering at you right now.
Wait, did this thing sneak into the room while I was in here and then stare at Jade?
Oh no, this is two different things. Two different creatures.
How did it get in here?
We had chased Bark into a different classroom, and I know you were trying to lead him back to the anime club room, but considering I was giving him like commands, I think he just kind of went in a circle, like in place, didn't going to me far. And going to you, and so I don't think he got out of the other classroom that we're in.
Yeah. And I didn't notice it sneak past me or anything.
I mean, it could have come from the other direction. Like while you were
Okay.
trying to figure out what the others were doing.
Emergency door, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
But all of you can hear. Well, Celine, you're busy chasing, so probably not. The rest of you can hear Jade yelp.
Avenir is bolting.
So is Lacey.
Which direction are the both of you bolting? Because there
I'm
is
heading
Celine
towards
chasing
Jade.
after Bark. Okay.
going back to the classroom the way I came.
Okay. Yeah. So as Avenir and Lacey make it to this classroom, you see, like I said, this large humanoid form. It looks, if it were flesh and blood, looks to be pretty muscular, but because it is mechanical, it's harder to tell, but it looks a little bit bulky. And it is just staring at Jade, like face to face.
I'm gonna try and get the creature's attention. Just by yelling like, "Hey," to see if it'll turn. Because I'm just like, Jade, you good?
I'm gonna pull the blanket and slowly move the blanket in front of me while I'm trying to like slide off my chair. Kind of using the blanket as a shield, and I want to see if I can take a step backwards.
Yeah, Avenir, as you yell "Hey," it whips around and starts to lumber slowly and mechanically towards you.
Is there anything
I want to
nearby
throw that
we can
blanket over.
whack it with?
Amazing. Yeah, you throw the blanket over it, and it just seems to take a minute, just like looking around with the blanket over its head to figure out what's going on. And Lacey, go ahead, Lee.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Lacey, you know that part of why you're here is there is a threat that you've been worried about, a threat that you're afraid might be here that has terrorized where you're from. And you're fairly sure, because this is something that it does, that this could be that creature, that it takes over machines.
Is there like a heavy metal something rather around that I can maybe whack it with?
Chair?
Okay. I'll grab a chair and just start smashing it at it if I can.
Okay. Interesting. Trying to figure out what I should have you roll, because yeah, you know what? I think you do, and because it is a pretty sizable and sturdy creature, I feel like you just break the chair and don't seem to do a lot of damage to it.
Okay. Do I reveal? This seems early, but do I reveal myself?
We are almost an hour and a half in, so.
Okay. So Lacey will transform.
Okay.
And become a 10-foot giant alien creature.
Tell us more about this alien creature and what they look like, please.
It looks like the oh my god, my brain's blanking. Flatwood monster mixed with a lacewing bug. And so it has like these gigantic see-through lacy wings. That's why their name is Lacey. And they're huge. They're massive. They have giant red glowing eyes. They're very sort of leafy like. I do have a picture I can show of like a drawing I've done of a lace wig or the flatwood. I can share just to better describe it, but it's like that whole.
Yeah, if you have it handy that you can show, or I can do stuff with it later.
Yeah. This isn't quite what it looks like, but yeah, for your reference.
But so close.
Yeah, it does look really close.
Anyway, yeah. So you transform. What would Lacey be doing once they transform?
They are going to gather information about it, I believe.
Okay. I'm sorry. Remind me what playbook you are.
Outsider.
Okay. What transcendent ability did you pick?
I did This One's Mine. So once I engage a foe, neither of us may back down until one of you is defeated.
Okay. Yeah. I think it would make sense in order to like make that clear to your allies or somewhat allies that probably Lacey would even say this one's mine.
Yeah.
So that the others would know, like maybe go help Celine.
Yeah. So Lacey says in a eerie kind of voice, this one's mine.
I feel like I have immediately grabbed Jade and I'm like,
Well, I let that happen. Weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like crunched in the building because it's, a high school and the ceilings are actually decently
I
low.
just imagine like in my McNugget, it's just Alien versus Predator and like that's the creature, just the alien, just like in the walls, like crunked up, like half its body is bent to touch the ceiling, the other half's on the floor. Avenir's like, well, Jade, we're leaving.
But the best part is this cyber werewolf has a blanket over its head, so it's like turned facing Lacey with this blanket on its face. So it's very not intimidating currently.
It's got
Meanwhile, Lacey probably went through, because schools usually have those like shitty like tile
panel
ceilings.
Yeah.
So like probably their head went through some of those.
It's fine. They don't replace them anymore.
They don't. There's just little holes.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go find Celine.
Yeah, how does Bark run?
So Bark is a lot faster than you, much like dogs and humans.
Okay, I'm good. You wait up there. I'll catch up. I'd say to the dog.
Yeah. So by the time you catch up to where you saw him go into, the room that you saw him go into, you see he's not alone in that room. There's several other mechanical creatures, and they all seem to be combining. Like you see that Bark is sort of in the middle, and from where like his doggy shoulder blades would be, extend these like mechanical, almost like tentacles into these other machines, and they're sort of like Voltroning together.
Okay, so on that note, Celine takes out her phone and she texts the anime club group chat, and she's like, hey, do you remember that one anime that we watched that wasn't really an anime because it was produced by an American studio, but it was the one that had all the gay people in them, and everyone online was arguing whether these two were gay or these two were gay, and there was also Princess Zelda in space. Do you remember that one? I know everyone was different colors.
Vaguely, yes.
That's what they're doing. They're doing it right in front of me.
I love the idea that Celine was again like talk to text sending this, and Avenir's running into the room as she's saying this.
Yeah, hasn't even unlocked my phone. Just like
yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're doing what the gay people were doing in that anime. She says gay people as if she isn't also a gay people.
Right.
And I feel like she would describe every anime as, that one that had all those gay people in it.
She's not wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like Avenir's like, oh, well, that librarian turned into like a spooky thing.
Oh?
And there's like a large Bark but kind of humanoid that tried to possibly eat Jade that now has a blanket on its head that is trying to now beat up the librarian in the other room. So I don't.
What is happening?
I don't think we're going to be able to watch the end of Wonderful Precure.
I wrote such good notes for you, and they're probably going to get destroyed.
It was.
I
left
like
them on my
fan art.
desk.
I'm going to take a picture to send to Ekla. No
You just get a bunch
explanation,
of questions.
no caption. Just picture comes through.
What was that?
So no caption, no explanation, no like, hey, what is this? It's just a picture.
Yeah, you get a bunch of question marks in response.
I send a bunch of question marks back because yeah.
You get, what the fuck is that?
I send back, is this your dog?
Not anymore?
Huh.
And there's definitely a question mark at the end of that text.
Huh.
So
Well, that's unfortunate.
Does it have hostile intent towards us?
So
Yeah, maybe it's a friendly Voltron. Maybe it's a friendly evil Voltron.
like you do, yeah. So as you are like probably even asking that out loud, Avenir, it has grown significantly. So it, much like your maybe new friend Lacey, its head goes through the ceiling, but instead of stopping there at like 10 foot like Lacey did, it continues to grow until you can see daylight.
Oh, that's not good.
No, we don't have the budget to cover this in Anime Club.
To be fair, this was
Don't
not
worry,
our fault.
they'll put a trailer next to the school. It's fine.
Huh. Okay.
So that's
okay. So all it's okay. All right. So hear me out. No, not like that. Not like that. Maybe it's just getting really tall. Maybe what if it's
Okay.
we don't know if it has evil intent. Maybe it's just getting really tall.
But why
It's
is
still
it getting
breaking
really
the
tall?
school? Is there an off switch? There was Heckler had an off switch.
It's true.
That's funny.
Yeah, but
I'm just picturing Jade as like Captain Jack, but instead of quit blowing holes in my ship, it's like quit blowing holes in my school.
Yeah.
Avenir is just like I don't know. I didn't see an off switch when we were playing with the dog. So if it does
When were
have
you
an off
playing
switch,
with the dog?
While you were sleeping.
I told you to wake me up.
first of all, even if you were snoring, so even if we tried, you were not budging.
Yeah.
I
Also,
wasn't snoring.
okay, but you could also have played with the dog when you woke up. We didn't know it was going to turn into, evil tall.
Yeah, we were going to bring
Voltron.
it back to the classroom, and we were going to wake you up, finish the show, and then we could all we play with the dog. But
Yeah.
it ran away from the librarian lady, and then you yelled because there was another one that got into the other room that is now trying to eat the librarian.
Also,
and
they'dy, not lady.
Theydy, excuse me. The theydim. I don't even know how you would spell that.
It's a word that transcends human transcription.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of
it cannot be
squiggles.
written down.
It's cursive.
Yeah.
That's why I can't read it.
Perfect. I write in cursive.
I cannot read that shit to save my life.
I write in a weird mix of print
It's
and
regular
cursive.
print, and then you'll.
Yeah,
I saw a meme about that, and apparently that's what serial killers do. So now we know.
Oh,
That's what my sister just told me.
damn! I've got an
no.
I thought you
illustrious
were going to say
career
that's what
ahead
my
of me,
sister
don't
does.
I?
Like, oh.
You're
Little
killing
concern
her
for
writing
you.
in cursive. There are too many questions here. I can only think of just like someone speaking in tongues right now.
So, Avenir, as you're having this existential crisis,
As usual,
this
yes.
yeah, nothing new. It's just your average Wednesday. Usually right after family therapy, mostly. But this mechanical creature starts to walk. And it steps over all of you. Like, it is large enough that it can do so with ease. And it is just demolishing the school. Like, you have to move out of the way because bits and pieces of the school are falling all around you as
Okay.
it wades through on its way out.
Is it heading back to the anime club room?
It is not. It seems to be heading away from the school.
But it's going to end up destroying most of the school in the process.
Not the storage closet. We just finished those decorations.
Oh no, we worked so hard on those.
Y'all really did work hard on those.
Jim, roll me just a single d6.
Oh no. Oh no. 2.
Lose control.
Oh no. Yeah. It completely destroys all of your hard work.
No.
No.
I think I get stressed from that. I'm just gonna say.
But like, that's pretty evil right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to get rid of it.
Yeah. At least
No.
stop it. I'm
It
going
hurt
to
your
text.
friend.
Yeah, I'm
emotionally,
going
if
to
not
text
physically.
Claire, like giant robot Voltron heading for the city. That's it. Question marks.
A gift of
You
Voltron.
get back. My PO is gonna kill me.
And then I text back, did you do it?
No,
Huh.
but
Well,
they're gonna blame me.
why they blame you? They have all your robots. They should blame them. Blame them back. You know what? If they try to kill you, kill them back.
You shouldn't text that.
You get
Too
this
late.
message
He does.
could not be delivered.
Told you.
Hmm.
So we have one of two, maybe three and a half options here. Option 1, I can attempt. I say attempt loosely to remove it. Option 2, we call whatever local authorities.
When you say remove it, what do you mean by that?
Remove it from the flow of time itself.
Oh, well, that would be convenient. Why don't you try that?
Well, doesn't that just throw it somewhere else?
No. But I can only the reason I said possibly is because it's for a brief. It varies on how long it lasts.
Oh, so it will end up back here anyway?
It could also explode while
Oh.
being transported. It could also end up in a completely different timeline. But if it lands in a completely different timeline, I don't know where it goes. It could also land in a volcano in someone else's timeline. And
Oh, that one. Do that one.
I can attempt. I can attempt it. I make no promises.
Well, maybe we should I think put a pin in that. That's a good option.
Well,
I
we don't
still
have
vote-
a lot of time for options.
That's true. Yeah, you know what? I say do that. Because I know that we are magical girls, but I don't know how equipped we are. How big is it now? Like.
It's close to 50 feet tall.
Oh, okay. So it's the size of a building. Okay, yeah. We are
That's gotta go.
yeah. So
Fire
it is
the
a volcano.
Okay. May I do transcending things, please?
In just a moment. We're going to
Okay.
get back to our pal Lacey because they are about to engage the werewolf robot thing.
A
Lacey,
werebot.
there you go.
I don't know why the thought of Lacey becoming a Power Ranger and that this
I'm not here to kink shame. Whatever you're into, Lee.
it's too high for my existence.
Lacey, how would you like to handle this situation?
That's a good question.
Just tell me what you would like to do, and we can figure out how we want to do that with what kind of move.
Okay. I would like to stop it somehow, like physically stop it so it can't move any further.
Okay, so like grapple it?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say give me a flow roll.
A flow roll.
So
Cool.
Be a single d6 for you.
Yes.
Because you're so good at it.
So good. Apparently I'm best at sun stuff. What is sun stuff?
Defy, empathize, and express.
I should defy it then.
You could. It would probably be less of a grapple than...
I rolled a 6.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I think with your lanky but surprisingly strong body, you're able to maybe even get it like in a headlock.
Okay. And just kind of holding it there.
I was gonna say, like, are you just holding it, or are you gonna, I don't know, try and do something to stop it, or are you gonna like try and take it somewhere?
Because I know what this thing is, kind of. Would I know any specific weaknesses or anything like that about it?
So you would know, for our audience at home, this is a creature made entirely of energy. Like, it does not have a physical form of its own. And it's called Phase Teeth the Hidden.
Yes.
This is the one that Lacey is fighting?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, so again, over the table, the rest of you would not know this.
Right.
Phase Teeth can possess multiple things at the same time. So it is in all of these currently.
Okay.
Which I guess there are only 2 right now. Because there's the giant...
Yeah, but one of them's
Voltron.
real big, so I think he counts for more.
Yeah.
It's just everything.
At least 2.
Oh.
But yeah, I think Lacey, you would know, because it is a creature of energy, it can only do so much with the physical form. Like, it doesn't have a great control over that sort of thing, because yes, it can possess them, but you could potentially, because it's almost like a computer virus, you could potentially even like force it out.
Okay. I would like to try and force it out then.
Yeah. I would say probably defy would make sense.
Yes. I will do the defy. That's 2 dice then? Because I have a dot in it. Okay. My psychedelic ducky dice.
I mean, your ducky dice always roll really well for me. So.
A 6 and a 2.
Okay. Yeah. So because you get to take the higher, that is successful. How do you defy this creature in such a way that you would attempt to force it out?
I would defy it in a way that it would like somehow sever it from the rest of the body, I would hope, or like break the connection from the rest of the body.
Yeah, I think because you've dealt with this creature before, where you're from, you maybe would like use your sharp talons to like dig into its chest.
Yeah.
And so then you kind of expose the creature inside, and it just hisses at you and says, "You again."
What are you expecting? Someone else?
I didn't think I'd see you here in this backwater planet.
I seriously think you can take this place too.
Of course. I'll take everything.
I won't allow this.
You can try and stop me, but... And it doesn't even finish its thought. It just, like, explodes out from this creature's chest, and then you see it flies down the hallway, and the rest of you, because you just watched this Voltron creature walk through the school, destroying it, you also see this, like, yellowish fireball, almost, fly above your heads, and into this robotic creature.
Oh, no.
Huh.
No. What have I done?
I'm going to, because apparently this is what I'm doing. I'm going to text Ekler, like, yellow fireball. Just yellow fireball. That's it.
Yeah, you still get this message could not be delivered.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm going to put a pin in that. We've got to deal with Voltrons that's going to destroy the whole city. Now we have to deal with evil possessed Voltrons that's going to destroy the whole city. Not that we know it's possessed, but I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to roll to see if I figured out that that's not good. Whatever it was, probably not good.
Lacey, after this piece of the creature has expelled itself, you can see roughly where it went, and you could definitely hear the destruction of the other area of the school. So, like, you have a pretty good idea where you need to go, if that's where you would be headed.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would use my giant ass lace wings and fly on down there.
Fly down to the very small school hallway.
I guess I'm in a school, right? That wouldn't work. And just like bonk, bonk.
Yeah. Like you're flying, it's much faster, but you're still just like hitting your head.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously taking out tiles every time you do.
Maybe using my wings to help me be a little bit faster.
Exactly. So now all of you are able to see this probably a little bit terrifying creature, just because it definitely looks much different than the librarian you've known up to this point.
Lacey?
Yes.
Ooh.
What are
All the
you?
glasses.
Yeah.
Does Lacey still have the same kind of like human voice, or does their voice change?
I feel like it would be a little bit more alien. It would be a little bit more like insectoid or like
Just buzzing.
trilling, vibrating sort of voice.
Yeah, kind of that. Like,
I don't
buzzing.
think I could physically do that, but
How dare! I'm offended.
How dare you not swallow a bag of wasp to prepare for this?
yes. Method, right? Method acting.
So, what is everyone doing? I mean, you've just seen that the librarian is not human, like wildly inhuman. You just watched this fireball thing fly out of the school into the giant Voltron, and the Voltron seems to be headed towards the center of the city, probably with not very good intentions.
I feel like Avadir is like prepping, trying to like hype herself up to teleport this thing from this timeline to a different timeline with a volcano to drop it in a volcano.
Yeah, I think Celine's like, I really feel like we should chase after evil Voltron, but I'm also really curious about what Lacey is. But I feel like it's really rude to ask, "Hey, what are you?"
Oh, Jade asks.
Oh, good. Okay, you can be rude instead. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. Avenir, I think it's volcano time.
Do I need to roll anything if I'm using?
What does it say in your playbook?
It's a great question. On the other side of time, when you push I have to push myself. What does that entail?
Ooh, great question. What does the rest of it say?
When you push yourself, choose one of the following additional benefits. You trade places with your fated person, which would have been Charlie in this circumstance most of the time. Or you can. And then it says you briefly remove an ally or foe from the flow of time.
Okay. That's not something that we've done yet. So give me just a second. We'll get to that in a second. What's everybody else doing? Well, I guess actually Jade was asking Lacey what they are.
I'm from, I can't remember what I said, and I apparently forgot to write it down, but I'm from, I think it was Andromeda something.
That sounds right.
It's a Andromeda something planet, B planet or something like that. That's what you call it. And we are basically an alien? I don't know, you call us aliens, and we're giant insectoid creatures with magical persuasions that also have the capability of being magical girls.
I think that last point is what Celine is like. Wow, like the giant insect alien. That's like, okay, that's interesting. But the giant insect aliens can also be magical girls. That's like, wow.
I told you it was common in other timelines for other creatures of all varieties to become magical people. Some are born that way. Some of them develop. Some of them falls in vats of acid. It really depends.
Yeah, Celine is again like I'm going to have to put a pin in this, but I'm going to be really excited about this later. Because even though Avenir is told her, this is like the first like visual confirmation that, and also Avenir tells a lot about what happens in other timelines, and Celine's never seen any of them, so this is exciting.
And this
almost as exciting as evil Voltron about to destroy the city.
Okay,
they're real mad about Keith and Lance not getting
together. Funny enough, I have been watching a lot of Voltron.
Oh, Godspeed, you sweet noodle.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through.
I watched.
Okay, so Lee, pushing yourself, you will take stress. So mark 2 stress, and you get to choose. You can either add a dice to your roll. You can improve the effect by 1 level, so just like making it more effective, or this one wouldn't apply, but like for future reference, you can act despite being incapacitated by harm.
Okay. I think I will just take the additional die. Do I have to roll to put it in? I'm assuming I have to roll to see if I can like direct this correctly.
Yes, so it has to be on an action roll. So what would you like to use?
What is considered an action roll? Hold on.
So like your sun, moon, and stars.
Okay. Everything's 1 for me.
R.I.P.
Can I use analyze for that? Like, because she's gonna have to analyze the different timelines she's been to try and find a.
Ooh, yeah, I like
one that has
a
a volcano. So that's 3. So I would have
roll 3. Yep. It would normally be 2 because you've got a single dot in it.
Oh, okay. So it is.
So you would have 1.
Cool.
So it's 3. Yep.
All right. Gay dice, don't fail me now. I got 2 5s and a 3.
Okay. Yeah. So a 5. You are like flipping through the timelines. I just imagine it's sort of like the old.
Did you ever watch
Winx
Club?
It had a little wheel. What was it?
Did you ever watch Winx Club?
I have
It
not.
sounds familiar.
So you know
About
how
the
like in
fairies?
like most magical girls they have like the one that's either like really book smart or really tech smart, and
Mhm.
they'll have like a weird panel like appear in front of them. I feel
Yeah.
like it's that for Avenir. Like once she transforms, like the little outfits appear, and it's just rapid fire, like multiple little different like windows that are popping up, and there's like different like timelines, like histories happening, and like one
actually
sprays
reminds me.
water out.
We did skip an important step here. Please tell us about your magical girl transformation.
Oh my god!
What
Hold
is,
on,
Yeah.
tell us about the henshin.
let me find the song. Please hold.
I'm
Spotify, why?
excited.
It's very much like a Tokyo Mew Mew type of transformation, to where like there's like the threads off of their like her locks come off and like just start coiling around her, and like pieces of the clothes just start like disintegrating into like this light and then coming back on as like
So it's also
this
very
very
Sailor
pretty.
Moon.
Yeah, I didn't watch Sailor Moon, I watched Tokyo Mew Mew.
What?
We've had this discussion, Rain. I've already
Listen,
been
I have
roasted
shitty
twice.
memory, okay?
I have not watched Sailor Moon. I got through like a couple episodes of the original 90s version, and then I sat there and I was like, why do I want to hit this girl with a truck? And then they were like, she's like 13, 14. And I was like, that's why. I'm in my 20s.
Yeah, it also
and this
depends
girl
on
ain't
like if you watch certain dubs or subs.
I was
like,
watching,
Yeah.
I think, sub. I think I was watching sub.
Oh,
yeah. Probably not as bad because some of the dubs are real
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, my best
Yeah.
friend is really into it. So she was like, here, just watch the sub from the 90s. It's a slow uptake. Just get through the first little bit and you'll be all right. I could not get through the first little bit, but I'm prone to that. If a show does not capture my attention within 30 minutes or less, I'm probably not going to finish it unless like I am being like forced.
yeah.
That is not.
The first season of Sailor Moon has 45 episodes in it, and it's like it's one of those where Usagi, the main character, she is very immature, but that's you. If you don't like her, then it's probably not for you. I
Yeah.
love her because she's bad at everything. And so I like that in my role models to be bad at everything, because I also feel sometimes like I'm bad at everything. And so I want a role model that is terrible at everything and cries and messes up, but also like it doesn't matter because she's got such a big heart and she loves her friends so deeply. So
But like when you get to the gender fluid Sailor Scouts, it's so much
That's
better.
what I was trying to get to. That's the only reason I picked
Yeah.
Ooh, that's season 3, and it is really good because Kunihiko Ikuhara directed it, but it is season 3, so you have.
Listen, I got to like episode 5, and then I was like, I gotta put this down. I have to put this down.
Out of again 45.
For the
Yeah,
first season, there's 200 episodes total, and you have to get through like 100 some before you get to the 3rd season.
I got to like 5, and I was like, I think I have been baptized or something by watching this, and I don't know how I feel anymore.
Hi, my name's Megzy.
Anyway.
I wrote my senior thesis in undergrad on Sailor Moon, so
But I watched
Way
all
too
of Tokyo Mew Mew, Do Re Mi. I watched the mermaid one. I watched.
So you've got some good ones. You've got some actual legit magical girl shows. Good.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got your nice transformation going.
Yeah, I got my little
What does
transformation.
Avenir look like?
Stressed.
And then what is her?
Don't we all?
Yep.
I feel like the hair went from like just like I feel like Avenir's hair 90% of the time is usually just down. I feel like without these threads in it now, it's just like I feel like the 2 longer pieces, because the 2 longest pieces are the ones that frame her face, have like plugged into these different like screens that are in front of her, so it's like a whirlwind of just like blue and green and yellow. You get like it's auditory, you can hear things, but if you try, like if Celine tried to touch it, her hand would go through it. Like she wouldn't be able to touch it.
I can't help but hear the like the iPod scroll, like the old one that had the wheel. That sound
yeah.
as you're, like, flipping
Yes.
through.
Yes.
So like she's doing that. I feel like she's levitating a little bit. Her dress is kind of like because her and Charlie had matching dresses. Hers was blue, and I forget what colors Charlie's was, but they're both kind of like this, like kind of like a more slick and slim type of dress instead of the poofy. It's got the longer jacket sleeves and the cute little skirt and the high boots. And it's just like frantic, like swearing. Avenir is like, volcano, volcano, volcano. That one's inactive. That one's already erupted. No, 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 no.
And you keep not finding a volcano.
Yeah, it's just frantic. Like, I could drop it in the ocean. There's usually an ocean by a volcano.
Yeah, you find a number of timelines you could drop it into. None of them have an active volcano, but you're also not sure how long you can keep it there.
Yeah, I would just need it there long enough to melt.
Well, it would be hard to melt it in the ocean.
It could short circuit.
Potentially.
What sort of water resistance rating does it have?
To be fair, depending on how far in the ocean I drop it, it might just collapse under the pressure.
Yeah.
So could I do that instead?
What if it can swim?
We can swim too, but if we go deep enough in the ocean, we're gonna also be crushed under the pressure.
Yeah, but what if it can swim and it never gets that deep and it just swims to shore?
Yeah, this is Magical Girl.
It's going down. I am pushing it down like you would when you're trying to unclog a toilet at your hookup's house and you've never pooped at their house before. Like
this is literally now just Magical Girl Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
I'd be great at this. Yeah, I guess if I can't find an active volcano to drop it in, I'm gonna force it into like the trenches of the ocean to crush it.
Okay. Yeah. So you do remove it from the timeline for now.
For the moment, yes.
Yeah. And as the four of you are probably, I would imagine there are some questions to be asked. There are a lot of like police sirens, emergency vehicle sirens.
I should think so.
Yeah, because it has caused a significant amount of destruction. Probably some harm to civilians as well.
While Avenir is trying to find a good volcano timeline for this, I turn to Lacey. Do you know what that yellow fireball was?
That was phase teeth, the hidden.
Oh, of course. What's that?
It's a energy creature that is currently ravaged our planet and is trying to take over yours.
I have an idea, but I don't know if I should do it. Let's see. Okay. So wait, the yellow fireball, the what's it called again? What did you say it was called?
Phase teeth.
Phase teeth.
And it likes computers and machinery and likes to take over through technology.
Okay. Is it usually that big?
Sometimes.
Is it? Sometimes.
Okay. So here's what I want to do. I would like while Avenir is trying to find volcano timeline, I'm going to transcend.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my ability. My transcendent ability called the Big Reveal, which is you may the moment you transcend, you may choose to immediately disappear and may reappear at any time in the place of your choosing.
Amazing.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke my Insheen, and mine. Mine looks also very like Sailor Moon, but the tendrils, the ribbons that surround me to make up my magical girl dress are more like ghostly and creepy looking.
Yes.
Also, as I transcend, these like white tendril wings come out from my back, but then they like recede in as the transcendence, as the Enshin concludes. Oh, I don't know. Or should she keep them? Should she keep her cool like ghost wings?
I mean, I'm here for the ghost wings.
All right, she keeps her
Pretty
cool
great,
ghost
yeah.
wings. Sort of like Tyrael in Diablo 2, but old graphics Tyrael when they actually were like tendrils and not like weird lightning wings like they are now.
I mean, I am biased because when I got to play this as a player, I played the same playbook and I had wings. Because
Oh,
why
okay, cool. So I'm just carrying on the tradition, right?
Exactly. It's a legacy.
All right. So, and then the other thing is that the Enigma has to have a mask, and the mask that forms on Celine's face is this kind of wire, very delicate, intricate masquerade mask that also is in the shape of a plague mask. But it's not like the long snout. It's just kind of, there's like a point that goes over our nose and it forms on the rest of her face. Our outfit, I have a picture here. She has long hair, has formed up into like a bun on the back of her head, and she has this like grayish lavender dress on. It's got slightly puffy sleeves that are rolled up. It looks very like a duelist. And she has a white pleated skirt with a grayish lavender jacket over it, knee-high boots. She's got a cravat. She's got a cravat, and that's holding the brooch holding the cravat in place is a crow skull, and she has a very stylish hat cape. So it's very, very duelist sort of looking.
I'm here for it.
So I will show a picture. So I'm going to transcend and I'm going to use big reveal to teleport essentially to wherever evil Voltron is now, which is probably, it's got very long legs. He's probably made quite a bit of distance. But then I want to use. Let's see. I want to use Phantom, which is you may expend your special armor to resist any consequence that would cause you to be detected or overlooked, or to immediately seize the attention of everyone present. And I'm less concerned about everyone present and more, I want that thing's attention.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean you're easily able to do that.
Yeah, so I'm also got ghostly Tyrael wings, and I'm kind of look rather stark. So, my weapon. Okay, I'm just making stuff up here. So stop me if it's too much.
No, you're good.
And then I raise my hand, and in my hand forms this kind of crystalline, but also still like glowy and ghostly rapier. And I point it at evil Voltron, and I say, "Hey!" Clearly, she did not think this through past this point.
Why would you? I mean, that's ridiculous to expect thought. Yeah, no, you easily. It had been looking ahead, and I feel like you're maybe like chest level with it, just kind of floating in the air. And when you say "Hey," it realizes there's a little weirdo in front of me.
Hey, that's my role as mysterious weirdo, so that's perfect.
So good.
All right, I'm going to kind of, since I can float, I'm going to kind of go back and forth to make sure I've really got its attention.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to kite it away from the city center.
So, I will say, like, as you're trying to do this, you see that the space around it maybe even like a little bit where you are, starts to glitch. Like there are these, like if you were looking at a computer screen, whenever it has like pixels that are going bad.
So it's like artifacting.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
And you're pretty sure, like, you've not really seen Avenir use this type of power before.
But I know it's there.
And you did just see her doing some weird technology stuff.
I did just see her in a mind palace, so I bet that's there.
Yeah. So you're pretty sure that some shit's about to go down.
Okay, I'm going to still try to kite it. I'm going to make sure I'm out of the way of any of those glitches so that I don't get trapped into a volcano too. That would be really bad.
I mean, yeah. So you are able to move out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Avenir, you complete your transcendent move. You are able to send this into this other dimension, and you all have a minute or so of not really silence because there's a lot of chaos from all of these emergency vehicles and things, but a moment of relative peace before suddenly you hear the telltale signs of something warping into your dimension as your power starts to fade and it returns, and the air starts to kind of glitch above you, and seawater starts to pour down like the heaviest of rains on the four of you.
Oh.
And suddenly the creature is looming above you and falling very quickly.
I told you this may not work.
Yeah, I don't think it will.
There weren't any active volcanoes, so I had to try and put it in the ocean to see if the pressure of the water could crush it.
Okay, well, okay, but like, look at it this way. If you had found a volcano and it glitched back, then it might be raining molten metal on us. So it could have been a lot worse. I think you did okay, honestly.
I've only used this twice. This is the second time. Well, that's not true. I use it on myself, but not anything bigger than myself.
And this is quite a bit bigger than yourself.
Yeah, like I could send you to another dimension with no issue, but this is an issue.
So Jake,
Yeah,
Move out from below it.
Yeah, I'm booking it.
yeah. So
Avenir's
Jake,
just like floating away.
You've now seen your friends and the librarian. It's a little bit iffy whether they're a friend or not yet. Maybe some trauma bonding there, possibly. But you've seen them all transform and do these amazing things. What would Jade do in this moment?
She would be feeling really weird. All of the times that Avenir has talked about like other timelines and stuff, Jade's like, yeah, totally. That's a thing. Because hasn't actually seen anyone other than Coach go through a transformation. It's kind of just taking it like, we're anime kids. We have big
Right.
imagination. So feeling really overwhelmed and what the fuck, because everything at her school is really weird right now and her school is destroyed. She's very stressed out. And now her friends are going to be crushed by this thing that's falling on them.
Yeah, so is there anything that she's able to do in this moment?
Other than yell to get them out of the way? Not really. I think she'll turn towards Lacey and ask, is there any way you know how to stop it?
Are you waiting on an answer? Because I'm curious what you
What I
have,
think would
in
stop
mind.
it? What would stop it? Maybe another energy that can cancel it out? I'm not sure.
Well, and the issue is you have definitely fought this before, and every time you thought that you had it defeated, it has, much like many other characters in like TV and movies, just hopped into something else. It has always
Yeah.
escaped in some way.
We need to contain it and destroy it somehow. But every time we do it, it just keeps hopping away.
So I do think, Jade, in your playbook, you're only
Mhm.
mortal. At this point, everyone has kind of used their abilities. Like, some of those abilities they can only use once, and you can only transform once. While you are only mortal, I think this is a time to discard that ability and gain the hero's destiny instead.
Hey. Reading it. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have embraced your heroic destiny. You gain increased effect when fighting your most powerful foes. So, yeah, you are able to now become a magical girl like your friends. So, tell us a little bit about that. What does that look like for Jade?
um, so she was just told that this creature likes electronics and things. So, and that they've tried to trap it before. The only thing she can think of trying to trap it is pulling out her laptop from her bag that was attached to her when she jumped up and ran. So she's pulling out her laptop and she sees her friends in trouble. Zero fear. She's walking forward towards this creature that's falling, opening up her laptop and like holding it up in the air. And I think that burst of like, I'm caring more about my friends than I am about whatever is happening to me, and I don't really know what I'm doing, is what triggers that transformation. And I imagine a transformation akin to like a Sailor Moon transformation, but you know how they're always so graceful and they like do the pose, and when Jade starts transforming, she has no idea what's happening, and so it's like stumbling through the transformation completely. The ribbons get caught on her arm, and like it's clumsy. It's a mess.
I love that so much.
So when the beautiful transformation clumsy sequence ends, she stumbles forward like a little disheveled looking, but I'm imagining a very, very stereotypical magical girl outfit, but with like purples and pinks and blues and lots of glitter.
That is fantastic. And if you had something in mind, I don't know if you've looked, when you do gain your transcendent state, you get to pick a transcendent ability from any other playbook. I don't know if you have one in mind. If you don't, I have one that I think would be fitting.
Is it Kill Giant Robot? You should go with that one.
Very close. It's very close.
I do not have one, but I'm looking at them now. So which one do you think would be fitting?
So I'm looking at the Stranger. Their first transcendent ability is Ex Machina. So when you push yourself, you can choose one of the following. You can compel non-human things around you to hinder or distract your foes, or you can compel the environment to change itself to suit your needs.
You can put that man in a volcano.
Yeah, like have a volcano open up, swallow it, and then
you don't even need a volcano. You could just open the earth to the magma below.
Yeah.
Isn't that just an inside volcano?
No.
Well, okay, if you open up the earth and then there's magma, is it now lava? Because lava is above the...
Technically, it's still below the surface.
The geyser.
Anyway, semantics.
Let us be dramatic.
Let us be pedantic, god dang it.
A bunch of gays being dramatic? That sounds fake.
Oh, fake news.
A bunch of neurodivergents being pedantic? Also fake news.
That's a wicked word.
So, what would Jade do here? What would you do to defeat this creature, hopefully?
Would not do the magma thing. She's going to shrink it.
Oh.
To like a tiny little
Like an
tiny
action figure?
creature. Yes. Yes, the first thing she thought of. Yeah, she's gonna shrink it to a really small action figure size, like a miniature.
And so we will get like a jar to put it in, like you catch fireflies, and we'll poke.
She's
we'll
already
poke
got
we'll poke little
the
holes in the
cash
top so it
box
can
from the
breathe.
anime club on her, so it's got a lock on it and everything.
Oh,
That's amazing.
yeah,
let's
perfect.
see.
It's totally empty. There's nothing in there. There's plenty of room for evil giant robots made small.
What ability would you like to use? Because you do have to roll here, and you're pushing yourself, so you would take 2 stress. But what would you like to use here? Ooh, I think this could be a strong confess contender.
Yeah, sure.
Like possibly, the fact that you've been not fully doubting that your friends are being sincere when they've talked about all of these like magical things that they can do, all of these unbelievable things. But I would imagine, and this is your character, so you tell me, but I would imagine that could make her maybe even a little bit jealous, like once she's actually
100%.
seeing this. So maybe the confession is like to your friends.
Yeah, the confession is twofold. Like, I didn't believe you. I just was pretending. But also now looking around and seeing how awesome everyone is, I was feeling really sad to be just Jade.
You're telling us this?
Yeah.
You are jealous of us?
Yeah.
Why?
Look how cool you are.
Have you seen yourself? None of us could do it. None of us could do what you've been doing. None of us could exist on 3 hours of sleep and 3 shots of espresso every single day. None of us could do every single thing that you do and apply to 12 colleges, and you're probably going to get into 13 colleges with how smart you are.
Yeah, and like having magical powers is genuinely not all it's cracked up to be.
I guess I'll
It's
learn.
get me in trouble.
Have you ever accidentally teleported yourself into a PTA meeting?
Have you?
Yes.
Or revealed your alien nature in front of some poor person who's never seen one before?
No, we were surprisingly
And
chill about
PTA
that one.
meeting was about you because you accidentally teleported the gymnasium of the school you were attending to a different dimension by accident.
Ooh.
It came back. It was just upside down.
So did people have to sit in the bleachers upside down then?
No, we had 2 gymnasiums. I accidentally flipped the smaller one, so it was fine. But like,
So Jim, real quick, give me a confess roll, please.
And I have a thing in there, so
Yeah, you
2
have a
dice.
dot in it.
Then.
2
Yeah.
dice, yep.
I got 2 4s.
Okay. I mean, I feel like you don't have to work that hard to convince your friends. Like maybe they don't fully believe all of it. Not that they think you're lying, but it's a little hard to believe, like they said, with all of the things that you do, you do some mundane but amazing things just as a human.
Uh-huh.
Which is what's truly extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's what you've chosen to do, and not what you have simply stumbled upon, or simply been fated to do, or simply found yourself as. You chose to do these things. You chose to be who you are. And not only that, you are doing it. You're doing it in spite of silly things like human capacity for accomplishments, or the silliness of only 24 hours in a day. You're doing all of it, and I think that if there is one to be envied, it's you, not us, not me.
You have wings.
Yeah, so
And that, you know what those came with? Trauma.
Yep. All the trauma.
you talk about
As you say that, Avenir,
you
both
talk about
suddenly realize-
accidentally teleporting into PTA meetings. Have you ever
Yeah.
tried to learn how to fly without knowing how? Do you
And
know how
with
many
that-
windows I bonked into?
all of you suddenly remember there is a massive Voltron creature falling still. So you've been having this conversation in those brief moments before your impending death. And
To be
Jade,
fair, I tried to move out of the way.
while also having a heartfelt conversation.
We were having a heartfelt conversation while running away.
Yeah, like, what do
Yeah.
you mean?
You can have it both. You can have it.
We're
You can do
teenagers.
both.
We text.
So, Jade, what do you do that causes this creature to shrink? Like, do you have some kind of tool that you use, or some sort of like arcane gestures that you make?
That's a good question. I was holding up my laptop, so I'm trying to think of anything I was doing with the laptop.
Ooh, I mean, you could probably. I'm suddenly blanking on potential commands that would make sense, but like you could probably use your laptop and like do some things to type in basically that you want to shrink this, and then you see that what had been casting this enormous shadow over all of you and was coming very, very close to crushing all of you with its massive weight suddenly starts to shrink very rapidly until it is the size of an action figure and lands with a heavy thunk in the cash box of the anime club.
Close.
Slam it shut.
Yep. I have the key. I lock the key. And yeah, I minimized. I used the shortcut on the trackpad to minimize.
Control my
Amazing.
Yeah.
And Lacey, you would know every time that someone, whether it's yourself or someone else, has defeated Phase Teeth, it's always been some kind of combat. There's always been some sort of like destruction of its body that lets it escape. This is different. You've trapped it. It's not able to escape. It's already in this body. It has no way of getting out on its own.
It is tiny too.
Mhm.
Perfect.
It's adorable now.
We should
And you
put
can
it
hear
on
from inside of the cash box, you can just hear it like ranting and monologuing, but in this very like squeaky little voice.
just a little tiny voice. I love that.
Mhm.
And it's trying to villain monologue at us.
Fantastic. So with that,
I'm going to hold the cash box up to my ear like a shell in the ocean.
and you can almost tell what it's saying, but it's very hard to make out. A lot of it is just the echoes of the cash box with this little tiny voice.
I get this like kind of wicked grin on my face, and I shake it a little bit. That's for ruining the school.
And you can definitely tell a lot clearer. You can just hear, "Hey, stop that!"
No, and I do it again.
Shake it harder.
I shake it as out as my little noodle arms can shake it.
And with that, let's just wrap up really quickly with a brief epilogue. Now that we have 4 magical girls, one, a magical adult girl. What would the 4 of you do now that the secret is out and now that your mundane friend is not so mundane anymore?
Not that she was ever mundane.
No,
Magical in her own way.
exactly.
Well, I want to watch the end of Wonderful Precure. Actually,
Anyone
I
else?
probably would text Laurent, my dad, and I call him Laurent. Laurent, I'm a magical girl.
You just get K.
Yeah, okay. That was the easiest coming out ever.
Avenir's parents already know.
Mhm.
It came out in therapy weeks ago.
It wasn't even in therapy. It was more like Avenir not knowing that they were dead. Like she was dead in this timeline, and these people like hugging her. She teleported out and came back in, and they were like, and she was like, "Oopsies."
Awkward.
I do feel like Avenir did take the anime club people to an alternate dimension, like a peaceful one for them to look at.
Aww.
With a volcano.
Aw.
Not with a volcano. I couldn't even find one when I needed one. You think I'm gonna find one on accident?
No,
Probably.
of
but that's
course you're
irrelevant.
gonna find it after you don't need it.
Yeah,
exactly.
once you don't need it, it's like, oh, all you can find is volcano alternate timelines.
I just
Yep.
bookmark it for
Beautiful.
later.
Yeah.
In case another giant evil Voltron comes by and we need a
Yeah,
we need a
just in case I
volcano.
need
Yeah.
to teleport some magma somewhere.
Well, it's not magma anymore once you teleport it.
Listen, you leave the inverted inside, upside down, nipple of the earth with hot magma lava alone.
With that, what would Jade be doing now that you have these powers? Now that you have even more that you could potentially do with your 24 hours?
Jade would definitely reach out to the others for some transformation training. Like, okay, how did you do that and just look so smooth? Like,
Been doing it since I was 3.
yeah. So she'd have so many questions and like really lean on her friends and her new librarian friend for advice on how to
Frenemy.
handle all of that.
Frenemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Training montage.
Yeah.
And Lacey, what about you? Because you are not from this world, and you have resolved what you came here to do. Would you stay, or would you go home?
My goal is to find this one person to bring them back to help me solve my situation as well.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So you do still need to find Charlie. And,
Yeah, I still
he
need to
has
find
been
Charlie.
strangely out
Absent.
sick.
Maybe he finally retired. Maybe this is his retirement.
Avenir checking his Instagram, like, no, he's in a casino in Vegas.
Oh. I mean, that is a good way to spend your retirement.
He's not retired. He just posts saying, I don't want to go back.
Huh.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Hashtag assassination is still the tag he has pre-selected.
Oh, that poor man. Oh, fantastic. That is a great way for us to wrap up this session. Thank you all so much. Once again, it has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
I will continue to run this as often as we are able to make it work.
Yay.
Because I really love these
Until
characters.
one of
and
us tragically dies.
And it'll
you
be very
can't keep
sad.
asking to kill all your characters, Lee.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
True. That's true.
Do I look like
I know what a JPEG is.
Before we head out, I just want to give a quick plug to some stuff that's coming up. So, Jim, you mentioned some of the places that you stream. I'm actually going to be playing in one of your games coming up pretty soon. You want to give some information on that?
Sure. So next Thursday on the New Age Geeks channel, we will be playing Ikigai, a GM-less narrative game of the story of one little life. And it's going to be really cute. And that's going to be on my show, Goodberry Cafe, where we play one-shot indie TTRPG games. And that'll be next Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. I am so good at scheduling myself. I have several things in a row. So the next day, on the 15th, you can find myself and Lee over on the Trans Empowerment Project for the very first Quest Collective game. We're going to be playing Together Among the Stars, which is a game that, if you've followed this channel, I have played a fuck ton of. And that is something that I say with love. I love that game. I got to play it with the creator, which was absolutely terrifying and amazing because they are so much fun. Such a phenomenal role player and world builder. So I'm excited to be able to do that with the Trans Empowerment Project. And not only myself and Lee, but Jack, who is the founder of TEP, and then our good friend Elliot from the Detroit by Moonlight and whatever else I can convince him to play in will be there as well. So I'm excited about that. And then the 16th is our rescheduled game of Glam Slut Butch with the creator of that game running it. So I'm super excited. I'm going to be doing so many things, and then I'm going to be sleeping for a long time afterwards because that's a lot of stuff in a row.
Yeah, don't be like Jade.
Yeah, don't be Jade.
Listen, I have maybe done that more than once.
Yes, yes, you have.
Everything's fine. Anybody else have anything that they want to plug before we head out?
Can I plug LBL again?
Absolutely.
So I am part of the crew behind Let's Be Legendary podcast. We are a queer-focused 5e podcast set in a fantasy steampunk Wild West world. I actually play Celine. Part of when I applied to be part of this one shot that's now a two shot and will be a multi-shot. I was like, you know what? Making a new character sounds really difficult. I'm just gonna use the character I've been playing for the past 7 years now. My God. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're coming up on the end of our 5th season. I have no more brain juice. Thank you so much for having me as a part of this. I really only played 5e, so it's really fun to be able to play new systems that are very different from 5e, and it's been
Very
fun.
different.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Alana, do you want to talk about your stuff at all?
I guess I
You
have a
do
market
stuff
coming
and
up.
things.
Yeah. I do stuff. I make dice. You can find me at spectralcraft.ca. I'm not sure what else I'm doing really.
All kinds of stuff.
Oh,
Lots of art.
We just had what was it? Even Footnotes. We just had a new release of a episode of that where we have a little book club with Even Foot and Games, and we talk about books that we're reading every month. So definitely check that out.
And eventually that book that Alana and I both worked on is coming out, allegedly.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything in a minute, but soonish.
There's been a lot of personal and otherwise stuff that's been happening in our lives, but it's coming. I think it's the editor just had some stuff happen, so
but they're
a little delayed.
Close. I just saw an update not that long ago. They're almost finished. So keep your eyes on social media for that. And we're gonna raid our friends over at Folk and Myth, and we will catch you all next time. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Make sure it went through.
I think it did because it says Folk and Myth now.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yay.